Hey guys, welcome to a tennis chat with Galps. I am obviously the host of this show that goes out to millions, Sean Galpin, yeah. But I thought I would give people the weekend off, give myself the weekend off. Even I'm getting sick of the sound of my own voice, so I never liked it in the first place. So yeah, if I'm getting sick of it, then everyone else must be. So, and also we had Valentine's Day and a few things going on over the weekend. So yeah. Let's crack straight on though. I don't want to keep people too long. Obviously, we've had a couple of rounds of the Aussie Open go through, but as you know, my favourite Andy Murray was playing over the weekend. I did watch watch highlights of his semi, and I watched pretty much his whole final. He came through the semi-final in a tight second set, saved a few set points, looking pretty good. Blas Roller has played Grand Slams. You know, he's not a mug. He could easily be ranked 75 to 100 easily. I'm not saying he's a top 50, but he's not a million miles off, so none of these guys are mugs at that level, obviously. But yeah, and then a bit disappointing yesterday, I thought, against Ilya Marchenko. I think if people had seen... Oh, sorry, Blas Roller was the quarterfinals, wasn't he? I watched him against Matthias Borg, in the semi-finals, and actually looked very good against Borg. Certainly first set, and then Borg came back a bit stronger, but yeah, looked in complete control. And if you'd seen that semi-final, I think, like me, you would have expected him to come through, I would have thought. But yeah, just having watched it, for me, looked a little bit slower, maybe a bit of fatigue kicking in. Obviously, first time he's probably played 4 matches in a row in a while. I know Battle of the Brits, maybe he played a few, but yeah, at a kind of competitive ranking points event. But yeah, all in all, obviously, I'm sure he would take it as a week, but knowing him, he'll be disappointed with his performance in the final. What I notice is the more tired he gets, it seems that the serve, maybe using his legs as much on the serve, the serve percentage drops. And he didn't have good percentages on the serve yesterday. Made a battle of it in the sense that didn't seem to be able to get on to Marchenko's serve much. I think this is maybe the slight worry going forward for Andy, but obviously, you know, he's gonna leave no stone unturned. Is like I was talking about. I've actually got a racket today to give us a few little examples. I'm gonna say rather than talking about. By the way, this is running gear. I am going for a run after this. I don't wear this kind of top normally. It is bloody freezing outside though. So, yeah, this is the northeast. Remember, but yeah, see if I can stand up here. What I would say is his kind of explosive speed. So his ability to when he's on the return, to actually split and push. I think that's where he struggles a lot more than he used to. I mean, Andy's one of the best returners in the world and certainly was up there with Djokovic. I think him and Djokovic were the best too, and his stats speak for themselves, but just making so many returns in play. Marchenko isn't the biggest server, but it seems like if you hit your spots against Andy these days, you will get a lot of aces because his push-off speed, his straight-line speed looks quite good. Like, there was he was getting done with the drop shot quite a lot yesterday, but his straight-line speed, not bad, like side-to-side and forward and things, but that actual split and push and the ability, that was where he was so good, whether it's from his second serve, landing off that second serve, split and then able to get back into the point. You know, he was the best in the world at that, because his second serve, let's be honest, is not God, I would say it's barely top 100. It is a weakness of his and always has been, but he relies on that movement, and it's tough for him to take bigger risks on that second serve. So going forward, I would say that's something Andy's going to have to do. He's going to have to be a bit more aggressive on the serve, certainly on his second serve, and look to dominate the point, because it showed yesterday. Again, like we say, Marchenko again has played Grand Slams, he has been top 100, but he's again, if he's getting anywhere, I would say he's a top 75, maybe, if lucky. So you're not talking about the best of the best here. But yes, you don't know how Andy was feeling physically. He is playing, well, he's down to play this week as well. I think he plays tomorrow possibly against, is it Gao? I don't know how to say it, from Italy. I would expect him to come through that one, and then I think he draws the first seed if he wins that one. But yeah, all in all, a good week. But like I say, that push-off speed is where he really needs to, you know, for me, that's where and it's that change of direction as well. That's got to be the hip. It has to be. Straight line, just looking quick, and like I say, he'll leave no stone unturned, but that ability of someone dominates a point for him to turn it around is getting harder and harder. His skill set still gets him out of it. So I'm just going to move this back round to me. His skill set still gets him out of those situations at times, but against the better players, I think it'll happen less and less. And yesterday was an example of that. But like I say, all in all, he'll be pretty happy with that week anyway. So anyway, yeah, let's hope for. Obviously, I am Andy's. I'm going to say number one fan. I'm probably not, but as a tennis player and someone, like I say, lucky enough to have competed against some absolute legends, so he can do no wrong in my eyes. But yesterday he did struggle with that performance. Anyway, let's talk about Djokovic crying wolf. That's what I'm going to call it. I saw that he was 2 sets up against Fritz. I just never drink water, sorry. So he was 2 sets up against Fritz, and yeah, then it was like 2 sets all and out of nowhere, and then people were talking about a as an abdominal tear or a strain, and then comes back and wins the fifth fairly convincingly. Then talks about whether it's a tear or a strain and that he might not be able to play, and then comes out and moves incredible against Raonic, who is in good form, and I say destroy. He doesn't destroy Raonic, but again, comfortable third and fourth set certainly, and looks great. So there is something I've always said, and I think that people will agree with this. There is something I don't like about Djokovic. I don't trust him. I don't think he has much integrity. Obviously, what happened at the US Open says a lot about him. He's had other escapes like that, flinging rackets at the back and things. But there is something there, and it just proves it for me that it's almost like the child that kind of half pretends to be injured, but then all of a sudden is fine, and he's just something there that I don't trust. And what I would say is the comparison would be. I know, obviously, I'm sure there's loads of Djokovic fans out there, and I do respect him massively, and he's probably going to win this event. But who knows? Although Medvedev, I don't know. Medvedev, Rublev, next mind, tough one. But yeah, compare it. I watched Berrettini play Kachanov, and basically Berrettini in the second set, towards the end of third set, towards the end of third, he pulled a stomach muscle, and his serve speed went down probably from 125 to about 195 kind of miles per hour. He managed to sneak through that after Kachanov, let's be honest, choked, and really didn't capitalise on that. He should have, if he'd won the third, I think he would have won the match, and he should have. But yeah, I think he was aware of that, and that's sometimes quite difficult as a tennis player. But yeah, Berrettini's withdrawn, and that says it all. Same kind of issue, same injury, tear, and he's withdrawn. So obviously Djokovic obviously didn't throw 2 sets against Taylor Fritz, so there must have been something. I appreciate that, but then to be able to come out and perform like that, and Berrettini's proven it, he's had to pull out, couldn't even step on the court for his last 16 match, which I'm sure he's desperate to do. So yeah, anyway, something I don't like about him, but I'm sure he'll probably go on. Also, what I want to do is, like I said, I'm picking the racket up a little bit more to give us a little bit of tactical and technical nous, hopefully. I don't want to just be some guy who talks about tennis and isn't able to show it at times, but yeah, some not that many. Maybe one upset, I suppose. Was it Machova beating Mertens in the women's draw overnight? But oh yeah, and Svitolina losing. I think was it Pegula she lost to. So yeah, a couple of upsets. Sorry, but not many upsets in the men's. That's it. Tsitsipas and Rublev and Nadal and all through, and Medvedev. But yeah, I just want to talk quickly. I mean, I'm sure if you're like me and you appreciate tennis, Ash Barty would be your kind of is your number one. The reason I like her so much is I feel like she's the only female player out there who has that kind of variety in that, but that quality kind of variety. You could say Jose, who's in the quarters. Yes, she has variety, but she hasn't got the brute force power. Barty seems to be able to do it all, and that's why I think we all love her. The reason I like her as well is because she was pictured having a beer and watching Australian rules football at some stage. She went and won a golf event. She went and played cricket at the Big Bash for us. I don't know if she was internationally, but certainly at a very good level. The girl's got serious talent, but also seems like such a good character that we need in the game, but her ability just to be able to mix up things. She kind of reminds me a little bit of a Hingis, but maybe, I mean, could I say maybe even better? That's a bit tricky, but maybe having a bit more brute force than Hingis did. But Hingis is, like I say, the smartest player I've ever seen as a female tennis player. I think Barty's right up there. And just to go over it, I mean, if Barty can't win this, I think the other one I think Serena, I'd love Serena to win, just because I think she does deserve that record. I do feel like it's up here now. And unfortunately, now people are going to start talking about it because she's not breezed through to the semis, but a very good win against Sabalenka. Was it Sabalenka? Yeah, I think it was Sabalenka. But yeah, I think people are going to start talking about it, and then it gets in her head and she says she doesn't get nervous, but I'm not buying that, so that's a little rubbish. But yeah, the thing I like about Barty so much is, again, I'll try and get up and show you a little bit, is her slice backhand. If you're, I'll sit here, there you go. If you're a coach out there and you've got a decent female player, I would advise work on that slice, work on those hand skills as much as physically possible, the half volley pickups, things like that, little drills, touch drills, things like that, because honestly, if you look at the women, it's getting better and better as they go along, but a lot of women love the ball in the strike zone, which would be waist height, as anyone who follows tennis is aware, waist height, and that's right. And a lot of the women hit the ball flat and through the court quickly, so up and down through the middle. I remember training with a lot of good female players myself when I was playing, and through the middle, it was 50-50, if not, in their favour. As soon as you opened up the court, that was when you were able to hurt them a bit more with your spins and angles and things like that. And I think that's where Barty, if you can get a woman playing up high or down low, and that's what she's able to do, and that's what I would advise the coach with that slice. I've seen it up close. She's got one of the best slices I've seen. I think it's a slice that could probably hold its own in the men's game. But yeah, she's able to knife it. The slice stays extremely low. The women then have to play up the back of the tennis ball, which is extremely hard because the women tend to not play with as much spin as the men. So, you're playing Serena. I would say if she has to play Serena, she will try and get the big hitters down low, so then they have to play up, and then she can look to dictate a little bit more, maybe throwing drop shots. She's good around the net. I mean, such good variety, like I say. Obviously, it's tough to neutralise the serve against Serena. Serena serves well. It's very tough to get that ball down low and things early on in the rally. But yeah, keep watching that slice. It's a very good shot. But tactically, coaches out there and any female tennis players watching, develop the slice as much as you can, because yes, hitting through the middle is great, and that is a good strength, and then hitting with depth is fantastic, but the ability to open up the court as well. That's why I know she lost, but I'm going to sit back down, sorry, my legs, I'm old. I like Swiatek. I know she lost to Halle, but again, it was a tight match, a 3-setter, but the reason I like Swiatek quite a lot is it's her ability. It feels like when she has time anyway, her technique's a little dodgy, you probably wouldn't teach, but she's able to hook round the outside of the ball and create quite a lot of spin and open the court up, and I think that's why she has a lot of success. Don't be surprised if you see her winning more French Opens, certainly. Maybe might struggle on the faster, like the Wimbledon, although she has a good serve, and I'm sure she'll adapt. Good players can adapt, but maybe she'll probably win Wimbledon outside this. But yeah, don't be surprised seeing her win more French. When she has time in the ball, she's able to open up the court a little bit more, because like we said, a lot of the women, although it's changing, and like I said, the standard is, I really enjoy watching women's tennis these days. Standards getting better. A lot of it tends to be brute force, and then that variety. So coaches out there, work on your slice backhands with your female tennis players, work on the hand skills, touch to start a session. You think it might sound stupid, but Andy would be I'm sure he'd be a big supporter of that. I remember playing bluff with Andy all the time, and skill games like that. You might think they're jokes. Throw them in now and again, not all the time, and don't let kids just play touch all the time, but allow them to do it. Trick shots, things like that. Work on these things, because honestly, half volley pickups, things like hand skills, very tough to develop, so try and develop them early anyway. But yeah, big fan of Barty. Would really like her to win. Just want to say, I mean, let's not worry about the hashtag Guru Galps anymore, because I'm not making as many predictions, because we're getting deeper into the tournament. The predictions become, I suppose, easier / harder, because you've got the big boys and the big girls come into it, the big stars coming through a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, picking my winner is very tough in the men's. It's tough in both, actually, sorry. But yeah, Barty, Serena, I'd like to see win one of those. And yeah, I would like to see Medvedev. I think it's time for him. I don't want Djokovic to win, but yeah, I'd like Medvedev to come through. He plays Rublev. I also love Rublev, but I'm not sure he can go the 3 matches. Maybe Medvedev could. I feel like Rublev is just a stage behind. He could beat Medvedev, but then I maybe think he may well lose in the semis. So anyway, but a great win for Dimitrov as well against Team. Amazing, eh? But loves the fast surfaces, fast courts. Really suits his game, I think, coming forward and things like that. But yeah, anyway, going forward in these videos, I'd like to maybe give a little bit more technical now. So actually, anybody watching, and so if anybody's got any kind of questions or anything on tennis, and what I would do in certain situations, what I like about somebody, what I dislike, technically, tactically, physically, anything like that, that is what I enjoy doing. So yeah, don't worry about the hashtag GuruGals, but please, I don't have social media. I am sending this on to friends of mine and hoping they're sharing it on Twitter and things, and with people. I'm trying to get involved. I'm trying to get it out to like Dan Soto and Controllables, because that is the best tennis podcast out there. Like I say, keeps delivering all the time. Thoroughly enjoy it a lot. It's got me through lockdown, to be honest. But yeah, please subscribe. 21 subscribers or something. Let's get it to 30 by the end of the week. Would be great. Please share it. Please like it. I'm sharing it a little bit with friends, and then hoping they put it on. Obviously my family as well is involved in tennis, so I'm trying to get that shared a little bit as well. But yeah, hopefully going forward, like I said, this is something I want to do. But yeah, let's get it out. Good luck. Well, I might do one tomorrow. Maybe a bit more on technical and tactical elements of the game and some players, and pick them out and pick certain shots out and things. I think that'll come in set, because anybody can learn from that anyway. But yeah, coach out there, when we're able to get back on court, work on your female tennis players, younger, work on their slices, their touch things. That'll hold you in good stead, I promise. So anyway, have a good day. I hope you had a nice weekend, but have a good day on this Monday. Let's get through this week. I will be putting 3 or 4 videos up. Hopefully upload in time. But anyway, have a good day. It's bye from Galps.